Hey everybody, welcome back to Brainiac Baseball's 1985 Detroit Tigers season replay. Yesterday, I spent about an hour and 45 minutes doing a video that encompassed the standings, the league leaders for the season, as well as the entirety of our Sim series, the 6 seasons that we played. And I also looked at all the trades the Tigers made in those 6 years. And at the end of the video, when I went to close it out, it said there was not enough data to store all the information in that video. And so I considered chopping it up into smaller bites to upload, but I couldn't get that to work either. And so I'm not really sure what I'm going to do about wrapping up the series with all of those things being shown to you. But what I want to do today is I want to get to the playoffs for the 1985 season and do all of the expiring contracts for the Tigers and get that out of the way today. It should be a shorter video. It should be a video in which we can wrap up all of the Detroit Tigers series, and then I can just go back and make smaller videos for those who may be interested in finding out statistically the standings, the league leaders, the league leaders overall for 6 years, as well as the trades. And I could do that in smaller bites. So that is exactly what we will do. Some of the most intelligent, insightful things I have ever said were in that video. And now it's just lost to time. I feel sorry for you guys that you guys are missing out on that, because I got to hear myself and I was saying some really smart stuff. Instead, we're going to move on from today and go right to the playoffs. As you can see here, it's the Red Sox and the White Sox in the American League, and the Dodgers and the Cubbies. Do you want to see those rosters? I'll show you the American League. Well, yeah, let's take a look at the rosters very quickly before we start, so you know the players in this. Now, the American League players you should be very familiar with. You see that some of the players for the Red Sox here are tired. There is a day off before we even get started, maybe multiple days off. So everyone will be rested and healthy. Speaking of healthy, do they have anyone injured that might come back? Clint Hurdle, I don't think will be able to participate if the Red Sox even go to the World Series. So there's the lineup for the Red Sox. Take a look at the pitching. There's their 5 starters with, actually it's a 4-man rotation in the playoffs. So they're going with Dana Kicker over John Tudor. Mike Chris didn't even make the roster. And Dennis Eckersley, the closer. No, he's not the closer. Lee Smith is the closer. Eck is the setup man. He will not be in the playoffs. Is there anybody who made the line? Did not make the roster in for the offense? Anyone of note? Nope. Other than Clint Hurdle. Okay, so there's your Red Sox. We'll take a look at the White Sox. We just faced this team very recently, and Sap Randall listed as sore. He may still be tired when we start the series. Depends on how many days off there are. Are there any White Sox that did not make the roster that might surprise you? Rusty Kuntz did not. Let's take a look at injured players. Nothing for the offense. I'm glad to see Kirk Gibson gets a chance to participate in the playoffs. And then the pitching staff, 4-man rotation. I love that Rich Barnes is their ace with 88 strikeouts in 228 innings pitched. Roger Weaver is the closer. Oh, no. Otherwise, players that did not make the roster, they probably could use at least one left-handed arm in the bullpen. Why not Mark Esser? We saw a lot of him in the last series there. And Mark Littell even made a start. Steve Trout was a starter this year. He will not be eligible. He is injured. Okay, let's go to the National League. really quick, we'll take a look at the Cubs. The Northsiders here. This is the rotation. Mike Flanagan not making the rotation. Nobody missing any time here. Bill Caudell is their closer. Candiotti 15-3. That looks pretty good. Rockin' Roger Clemens 13-3. And we'll take a look at their lineup. Oh, this says with DH. We got to take that off. Is there anyone missing? Yes, Pat Tabler. 16 home runs, did not make the playoff roster. Instead, Ron Coomer. Let me guess he's a rookie. Oh, what do you know? He's an 18-year-old rookie, and he's going to replace the veteran Pat Tabler. Actually, how old is Pat Tabler? 27. Doesn't make any sense. Baseball mogul for you. And, of course, the Dodgers. They might be the best team. We'll take a look here at their roster. Dodger Stadium, not prone to giving up home runs. Jack Perconte will not be in the playoff roster. And Ken Caminiti is a rookie. He won't make it. No injuries. And we'll take a look at the pitching, and then we'll get started. I mean, is there a better four-pitcher rotation than Belcher, who won the Cy Young last year? Valenzuela, who I believe led the National League in strikeouts. Mike Ramsey, who's a hitter, not a pitcher. Great job, baseball mogul. And Bob Welch. Oral Hershiser will miss. No, he might actually jump right in there after we get one day off. So I don't know how that's going to work. Will he take over for... Well, we'll find out. Let's find out. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started here. What we do for the playoffs every time we do this, when we're not in it, is we just play one day at a time, and we just kind of follow along with what's going on. So it's simulating right now. So there's one day off. Now we will look at the Dodgers and see what happened to that pitching staff. I'm curious. Maybe you are too. Oral. That's not a demand. That is an exclamation of Oral Hershiser getting the fourth spot. And that kicks Mike Norris out of the playoff roster. He did make 12 starts this year. Okay. Now we know. All right, we're going to advance one more day. Here we go. Oh, and as we do this, there we go. Game one in the American League is won by the White Sox, 9-5 offensive output. And the Cubs win. Cubs are... Wait, what? Cubs win. It had to be in LA. No, it was at... Oh, that's weird. The NLCS starts off with 2 at the Cubs and then 3 at the Dodgers. That doesn't feel right. But so the Cubs win at home 2-1 in a squeaker. So when it's over, we can take a moment and just look at transactions and see what is updated, if anything. Oh, we got to do 85, all teams, all types. And scroll it on down. So Pat Dodson got a contract extension for Boston. 3 years at $600,000. Really, his sophomore year, he did slump quite a bit. But that guy will take a walk. And he's in the playoffs. Danny Pasqua for the Dodgers breaks his wrist. He's done for the playoffs. So now who goes into left field for the Dodgers? I bet you want to know. Also, Doyle Alexander retired. Okay, let's take a look at the Dodgers roster. Lineup. Left field is now someone named Tack Wilson, who has just been a schlub since we started playing. Although he's got double digits in stolen bases every year, except for the strike-shortened year. Okay, let's get back to the playoffs. All right, White Sox up 1, Cubbies up 1. Would that be amazing to have an all-Chicago World Series? Let's play a day. Day 2. Come on. Tied. Red Sox come back and tie it up with a 5-4 victory. And the Cubbies are up 2-0. They can win with they can sweep the series in the next game. That's incredible. Over the Dodgers, I mean, the best team in the league. What was the score? 10-8. And now the Dodgers now have to rely on Mike Ramsey, a hitter. That's ridiculous. Transactions. Dave Concepcion is going to retire. He has not played since 81. Doyle Alexander has not played since 83. Okay, back to the playoff action. Play one day. It's going to be a day off, so this will just be advancing a day. And looking at the transactions. Nothing. Okay, back to the playoffs. Okay, here we go. This is a big game for Dodger fans out there. And for Cubby fans, I suppose. Saving. Appreciate that. Autosave. Good feature. All video games should have an autosave. Preferably a little bit quicker to the draw. Let's go. Everyone's impatient. Everyone wants to know. Cubbies. Oh, Cubbies lose. White Sox are up 2-1. A shutout. A 3-0 shutout of Red Sox offense. The best hitting team in all of baseball. Gets shut down by the White Sox. And the Cubs finally lose 6-4. Okay, the World Series can be decided here with the next game. We'll look at transactions. More retirements. Marshall Edwards, the real Slim Shady. He is now retired. Larvell Blanks has turned into a butterfly and retired. And Glenn the Borgman, who was really good that first year, right? I can't remember what it was about Borgman that first year, but he played a lot, and he did something against our Tigers that was annoying. Okay, here we go. Let's see if we have any decisions made for the World Series. Play in a day. Oh, it's all knotted up. It's going to come down to Game 5s. As the Red Sox win 6-4, the Dodgers have now recovered from the home field. They've regained the home field advantage, tying it up with a 10-4 victory. Transactions. Nothing. Back to the playoffs. Now, is there a day off in between, or will this just be decided right now? Let's find out. Will it be all Chicago, or will the dominant teams make it? Here we go. Play a day. And White Sox and Dodgers. Hey, this is a replay of the 1959 World Series. Is that what it was in 1959? White Sox win 11-4. They send the Red Sox packing. They're shipping up to Boston. And the Dodgers win 7-0. Cubbies did not even have a chance when the Dodgers got back to L.A. Okay, well, that's very exciting. It's going to be the White Sox and the Dodgers. Transaction. Oh, here's the MVPs. Dale Swaim, you might expect that from him. He went 4 for 21 with 2 home runs. That doesn't seem very MVP-like. And Mike Scioscia, 26-year-old catcher, went 6 for 19, scored 6 runs, had 3 home runs and 9 RBI. Look at his log. But he did not have a home run in Game 5. Okay, he did have 2 hits, though. Weird. All right, kids, let's... okay, we're going to play a day. I think there'll be a day off. Hopefully everyone is rested. Play one day. And nothing happened. Transactions. Nothing happening on the off day. Okay, here we go. I believe we are officially going to start the World Series between the White Sox and the Dodgers. I do believe that was the 59 World Series, right? Here we go. Play a day. I mean, my money's on the Dodgers, but the White Sox offense is amazing. And they come out and get the victory. And this was in L.A. White Sox win 5-3. That would be a shock if the White Sox won the World Series. Let's take a look at the transactions. Dave Campbell, retired. Okay. Back to the playoffs. Game 2, coming at you. Getting all up in your grill. All right. 2-0 White Sox lead. This is amazing. What are the Sox doing? 7-4 victory. This is what happened to the Dodgers in the NLCS. They gave up the first 2 games and then they just swept them the rest of the way. They got swept at home, though. So not only do they not have the home field advantage, but their backs are against the wall. Transactions. Sam Bowen, singular, retiring. Okay, back to the playoffs. I think there's going to be an off day here. Let's see. Yeah, off day transactions. Greg Pryor has retired. Got to have a couple of years with the White Sox. Not going to get a ring. Okay. Okay. Back to the playoffs. Here is Game 3. White Sox are up 2-0 in the series. Oh, and we're going to have to wait for it to save, autosave. Not my idea. This is the game's idea. Any second now. Little rain delay maybe today. Okay, here we go. And the Dodgers do win Game 3, 9-0. So the away team has won all 3 games. Transactions. There is an injury to Jim Sewey. He pitched a game in the World Series and gave up 2 runs. He's got a bruised shin. Must have took a comebacker off the old shin bone. Okay, here we go. Game 4. White Sox can take a commanding lead with just 1 win at home. We're playing series is tied. Oh my gosh. All of the away teams continue to win. 6-4. Dodgers win. Okay, back to the playoffs. 5th game. And the Dodgers sweep the Sox at Chicago and then go home and win it. That kind of feels like what's going to happen here. Let's see what happens. Series tied at 2. And the Dodgers do win. 9-4. And now they're going back to Chavez Ravine to win the World Series. Nothing. We're going to have an off day here. Let's advance a day. All right. Transactions. Nothing. So Jim Sewey's back. Okay. So Sewey's back in the bullpen, for better or for worse. And this is it. This can decide the World Series. All right. Here. Playing one day. Dodgers win. They come back and 4-game sweep and beat the White Sox 8-2. Man, they got to get down 2 games and then they flip a switch. Very exciting World Series. The Dodgers win. I think that makes all the sense in the world. Let's look at the team history for the Dodgers. Dodgers. It hasn't actually calculated yet, but that's fine. So they were the NLDS winner 3 years in a row. You would add the 85 season in there. And, of course, they won the World Series. So, NLDS winner. So they've been in the World Series the last 3 years. And they just won it. I don't remember that. No, because they lost. No, because the Mets won last year over the Tigers. I'm confused. It doesn't matter. All right. Congratulations to the Los Angeles Dodgers. We'll take a look at transactions. We'll look at all the players who won a ring. Mike Sharperson was the World Series MVP. 11 for 25. A double, a triple, a home run. He batted .440. And in game 6, he walked twice. All right. So not a lot going on there, really. Somebody had to get it. Award. So she got one. Pedro got one. Steve Sachs got one. Gary Weiss. His dedication paid off. He's been their starting shortstop since 81 or since 1980. He was out of baseball by 81. Good job by him. Tack Wilson stepping in, getting it done. Rudy Law, Darryl Strawberry, Paul Barrow, Keith Moreland, Dave Anderson, Reggie Williams, Mike Richard, Bobby Mitchell. Danny Pasquale does get one despite his injury. And then we got Belcher, Fernando, Ramses, Condoms. We got Oral Hershiser, Bob Welch on a bet, Alejandro Pena. We got Mike Hartley, Dave Howe, good for him, Dwayne Boyce, Ted Power, and Ken Howell. Okay, so now we have completely wrapped up the season. We have to play advance, is what I mean, to the free agent period. Once that starts, we'll have to make decision on all of our expiring contracts. And these are the players we have to decide on. Kevin Bass, Brian Kelly, who's injured, Todd Fisher, Shotzi Mbele, and Chris Knapp. I think we are going to re-sign Bass, Kelly, and Fisher. I think they're all arbitration eligible. Shotzi, Mbele, and Chris Knapp will be cut, but they'll get strong consideration for coming back on minor league deals because these are players that no one else is going to sign, I don't believe. Okay, so that should cover everybody on our team. So let's go ahead and play until the free agent period. Bada bing, bada boom. Oh, you got to auto save it. I mean, that's good. Just finished the World Series. I hate to lose that information by a meteor hitting my house or something. Okay, so we're moving on here any second now. All right. Oh, here we go. Determining the season awards. Yeah, yada, yada. Okay, here we go. Pardon me. He was making the major league minimum. He's eligible for arbitration, and he wants $240,000. A totally fair request. He will be our left fielder next year. And yet I am going to lowball his ass back to the Stone Age. What about a $170,000? We do have plenty of money. Our budget is $7,532,000, and our current payroll is $5 million. So let's go ahead and submit that offer. If we lose, we lose it. He gets the 240. He deserved it. That's fine. Billy wants 160,000, and that's a big no. We're going to release him to the free agent market. Yes. Bye-bye, Billy. Chris Knapp. It's nap time. It's nap time, bitches. All right. Let's see. Todd Fisher. Oof. So whatever we have to pay him will automatically cut into Dave Smith, right? Dave Smith is making like $860,000. I will pay a closer, but I will not pay a setup man ever. And so I think we all agree that Todd Fisher is better than Dave Smith. Potentially. He's younger. The ratings are better. Maybe a little more trustworthy. And so we will all follow him. And then we'll we'll trade Dave Smith. $280,000 for the next year. Here we go. Oh no, you son of a bitch. He got the full amount. And he deserved it. It's like I'm a Browns general manager. Okay. Now, Dan Schatzeder did great. 2 years at $140,000 is not asking a lot. He is 30 years old. He is rated a 74. He pitched very well for us. He even made a couple of starts. I don't like the way the walks kind of crept up at the end. He was walking one for every strikeout. And that is not what you want. So we will cut him. We'll release him and then... it says down here, Dan Schatzeder will sign with whomever offers him the most money. You know what? It's not us. Okay. Now, this is an arbitration hearing. Now, he's injured. He'll be back in time for spring training. He has become a staple. This last year was not a good year. He is a number 4 starter at best. I don't feel like he's injury prone. It just happened when we crossed the innings pitched threshold for being eligible for the ERA title. So that seems like a crazy coincidence. His opponent still batted under 250 against him, and he had a career high in strikeouts. I mean, I have no problem paying him the additional money. He's essentially getting paid less than what Dave Rozema was getting paid, and yet we'll also lowball him. How about $700,000? That's a huge upgrade for a number 4 starting pitcher. Submit the offer. Yeah, we got him. So, is that everybody? It is. So now it's negotiating all the contracts for all the other teams. We'll take a sneak peek at who the free agents are. We'll look at the new free agent list. Oh, they're going to stuff it in our face. Come on. All right. So let's take a look here and see the free agents. And down here at the bottom, if you look a little closer, you'll see if there are any teams talking to this player. Brian Harper wants $2.2 million. He did have over 20 home runs last year, batted .266. Not a very good defensive catcher, but he got the job done. We're happy to see Rick Peters eligible to make some money. Paul Molitor cut by the Angels, right? He was on the same roster as Trammell. He could only DH. The Angels are looking to re-sign him, though. Wait, Peters is talking to the White Sox. That was the team he was on. Spike Owen was on the Mariners. Nobody's talking to him. Oh, there's Trammell. So we could get Trammell back. Interesting. We don't need him, though, right? Because we got Barry Larkin, who did a good job. The A's are talking to Trammell, although they have Cal Ripken and Robin Yount. So that makes... Oh, no, there's Robin Yount right there. Okay. All right, makes sense. Ron Kittle is talking to the Blue Jays. So Chicago is not able to afford these people. So Ron Kittle looks like the Blue Jays are interested in him. That would be a good get. Clint Hurdle, probably no longer injured. The White Sox are looking at Clint Hurdle. Robin Yount looking at the Braves. Gibby. Nobody looks at Gibby right now. Interesting. He's asking for $1.1 million. Jerry Davis, I believe he was on the Padres. Yeah. Oh, wow. He's asking for over $1 million for the 223 at-bats he got last year. There's Chris Burgess. The A's are looking at him. Glenn Wilson, former Tiger, free agent. There's Mike Davis from the A's, nobody. Broderick Perkins, nobody. Alex Trevino, nobody. Bob Brenly from the Giants. Carl Pagel's on the market. And maybe he might go back to the Cubs after being an original Cub. Lonnie Smith. The Indians are looking at him. Von Hayes is a free agent. I really like Von Hayes. I just don't like that rating. And we could just scroll through these other ones pretty quickly. Fran Mullins from the White Sox. White Sox are getting rid of everybody they could. There's Terry Bowling, Bud. Gone from the Mariners, I think. I can't remember now. Craig Kasich, nobody wants him. Gary Pettis, nobody. Keith Hernandez, nobody. Keith Hernandez would look good in a Tiger uniform. Having a lefty-righty matchup with Tillman. Gary Reedus. Joe Pittman to the Pirates, perhaps. Ron Esther. Oh, there's Neil Fiala. Is he on the market? Ray Smith, also available. Played one game for Seattle, got injured. Mike Gates, Rance, Mullenix. Dewey on the market. Nobody wants him. Rusty Kuntz. Nobody wants Kuntz. Scott Looks. Mar Foley. Greg Myers. We could bring Lynn Jones back. Joe Strain. Ted Simmons hanging in there. Gary Ward. We like him. He was on the Tigers in real life. Rick Bossetti, good outfielder. Andy Mota, Derek Bryant. Malberg, Chalk. Is there anybody here? Milt May. Alfredo Griffin. Mike Mordecai. Omar Vizquel. He will look at your butt in the shower. John Shave and a haircut. John Flaherty. Kevin Belcher. Chuck Carr. So some of these are people who were available in the draft last year and did not get drafted. So we could kind of blow through this. No Pants Lance. Okay, so that's about it. We'll look at the pitchers. So, what? That's weird. Okay, so Mike Warren was cut. Went to the open market by the A's, and the A's want him back. Teddy Higuera for all next year, yet the Brewers re-signed him to a one-year contract through the end of this year, obviously. And then they cut him again? Why did they do that? I guess because they could. And now the A's want Teddy Higuera. Mike Moore to the A's, perhaps. Frank Pastore, he's talking on a 5-year deal. Was Frank Pastore even in baseball? Oh, I guess he was. All right. Oh, Frankie. You son of a bitch. Maybe to the A's. John Tudor to the A's. Mark Mercer, Texas closer to the Mariners. T.R. Bryden, 4-year contract with the Seattle Mariners, perhaps. Mark Dempsey from the Giants to the A's. Michael Burker to the A's. Larry White back to the A's. Floyd Bannister to the A's. Craig Swan. Nobody. Landrum, Mariners. So, the starting market is not great. A lot of broke down pitchers. We're just scooting through. Nobody wants Shotzi. Bert Blyleven's still hanging around. Always hurt, Bert. Chris Knapp, nobody. Oh, there's Roy Branch. He's gone. Eric Wilkins. All-time home run giver-upper, Larry McCall. All right. So, I mean, honestly, looking at this, I don't see any real pitchers that I would want. We do need a fifth starter until we're sure that, like Tom Glavine and some of those other guys are ready to make the roster. I mean, I would probably go after I don't know. Floyd Bannister, maybe? But not for 3 years and not for that much money. I'd have to wait for his money to come down a little bit. So there's all the players available on the roster for next year. These are all the transactions. I guess since we will not be doing this next year, we can look at all the awards. Oil Can Boyd was a Cy Young for the American League. He had 23 wins. Cockrell was the MVP. Dave Hengel was the Rookie of the Year. 39 home runs, 106 RBI. I guess I didn't realize he was a rookie. Your Gold Glovers, any Tigers? Nobody. Weiniger, Alvin Davis, Marty Barrett, Tim Hewlett for the White Sox. Gary Templeton, deserving. Daniel Fernandez, I don't think has made an error since he was called up. Lachelle Tarver and Cockrell getting MVP and a Gold Glove. In the National League, Tim Belcher wins back-to-back Cys. Cal Daniels wins back-to-back MVPs. Bernardo Brito was the Rookie of the Year for the Reds. 20 home runs, batted .241. Okay. Gold Glove, pitcher Mark Dempsey, Bob Melvin, Phil Stevenson, and Rex Hudler for the Padres. Scott Leas for St. Louis. Ozzie Smith, makes sense. Jay Buhner, Brett Butler, and Tony Gwynn wrap out the National League outfielders. And then, let's see, Nate Snell retired. Some schlub retired. Schlubby retirements. Schlub. Triple schlubs. Rich Gedman. Whoa. Dan Ford. Well, this is nice. So there were enough free agents that went to the market that forced all of these retirements. That's basically how it works. Yeah. Ed Ott, see ya. Orlando Gonzalez, Danny Garcia. If we were playing another season, we'd take a look at all these guys, but it's kind of incidental. We're going to wrap this up here in a moment. And then at another time, we will do the leaders and all that stuff. Okay. Tom Hume done. Gorman Heimuller. Don Ossie. Bob Walk. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Cesar Cedeno. 5 schlubbies. Scott McGregor. Rennie Stennett. Oh, Dave Roberts finally retired. We gave away his Topps contract. I can't remember who won that, but that was an awesome prize to give away. Very cool. He's retired. Rick Jones. Wait, Rick Jones retired also. That's Jones from the airbrush face. Oh, that's cool. Rick Jones is done. Jim Beatty, McAmer, Holly, Dillard, Quirk Parsons, Puff, Mario Guerrero. Oh, Milt. Oh, Milt Wilcox. Goes out with a 17-13 record in 1982. And that was it. That's dumb. All right. Stapleton, Larry Wolf, Doug DeCinces, George Orta, Jim Lentine, Terry Bogner, Mitchell Page, Frank White. It's funny because we're saying goodbye to a lot of these players, and we're saying hello to them in the 1971 Seattle Pilots series, which is coming up in just a few days. On October 1st, we will start our new series. You can see the title card. It's already pulled up. And on the Baseball Mogul, I'm sorry, the Brainiac Baseball community page. And also you can still vote for the player of the team MVP for the Tigers. That's on the page. We have 8 votes so far. A little bit of a runaway now with Terry Kennedy. But you can get in and make a decision. There's some other options there as well. Okay, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to wrap this puppy up. And if I have time, and I will try to make time, we'll come back and do the other things that we did not get to do that I actually did yesterday. So thank you all for watching, and we'll come back with another supplementary video. Until then, everyone, have a great day.